So sorry for starting late again. If anybody's out there, say hi. Oh, I got my friend Stan out there. Hey Stan, it is so good to see you. Let me make sure the audio seems to be working right. It sounds good on my side. Does it sound okay to you, Stanley? Oh, Stan. So can you hear me okay on the audio, Stan? Anyway, well, maybe we'll hear back from Stanley. I hope the audio is working okay. This was not a planned live stream. I actually just planned to come down here and kind of take a look at my RCs after the sand bash that we did yesterday, which was really a lot of fun, but kind of broke, wore out some parts, and they definitely need some cleaning. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Thanks a lot for joining. If you haven't subscribed or hit the notifications, please do. I will be doing live streams. I'm going to have them scheduled, but they're also going to just pop up from time to time as well. So hit that notification if you want to join us here in the garage. We'd love to have you. This is something we just started doing about a week ago. We're still working out a lot of the technical difficulties. I don't have a strong internet signal down here sometimes. We also are kind of in a garage or industrial area, so you're going to hear noise from time to time in the background. Hopefully it's not too bad, but you may hear cars or trucks going by, even power tools and stuff like that. But hey guys, we're in a garage, so there's not a whole lot we can do about it. It's Sunday. If you guys are not watching live, you're watching this later. This is Sunday, just about to be February now. Yeah, it's the 29th of January 2023. We had a really good show earlier this week. I don't think you were here for it, Stan, were you? I think this is the first one you're in on. We had a great show with my buddy David, and he was here with us, and we streamed for about 3 hours on Friday night. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. And please be part of the program. Need you to ask questions. If you have anything to say, RC related, we'd love to hear it. Or just kind of regular life related. Just anything you want to talk about as long as it's in good taste. So right now what I'm going to do is get up. I'm going to start taking this car apart. All I'm going to do is take the wheels off of it. And, oh, we got Edsel. Edsel's in again. Very good to see Edsel. Thanks a lot for showing up, Edsel. He was in for the show on Friday. If you just joined, Edsel, I don't know if you heard, but this is just basically, we had a lot of fun at the beach yesterday. And now I'm going to kind of give my cars a going through to see what I need to fix for the week. We're going to start with the Notorious. The first thing I do when I got back from the beach was took my air compressor, blew the sand out as best we can. I have a pretty high-powered air compressor. It can get a lot of the sand off, but it's never enough, especially if you happen to have any kind of salt water on your car. Then it'll definitely rust. And there's a lot of metal on these 6S Armas. So first things that I did was, like I said, I blew it off with compressed air. You can still see it's pretty clean. And then I did soak it down with WD-40. And when I say soak it down, I soak it down pretty well. And then I let it sit all night. Hopefully, I don't like to let it sit all night, but I was tired. Hopefully I soaked it well enough that none of the rust started setting in. But, you know, we'll see. I'm going to pull the tires off first. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. I'll let you know what I see as I start seeing the condition it's in. Get in there, chat, and thumbs up for me. Excuse me, guys. Thank you. Had to let my friend out there. Is it safe? Edsel asks, is it safe to run a censored motor without the sensor wire connected? I'm going to say yes, but do your research. What I mean by that is, like on my Hobbywing setups, and I have the Hobbywing XR8 Pro, you can run it with the sensor wire and it'll be in full sensor mode, or you can run it without it. And Hobbywing has something called hybrid mode. Even though you're not hooked up, it's going to act as a sensor, but that's only because I'm using the Hobbywing ESC and the Hobbywing motor. Castle, they sell a lot of their systems sensored motor, but the ESC is sensorless, and that pisses a lot of people off. So people will buy I don't know, I forget which one it is, but there's several, maybe it's a Sidewinder, I forget. And on the box it says censored motor, and the customers and people think, oh, this is great, I'm getting a censored system. No, just the motor's censored. The ESC is not sensor. And yeah, you can run it together, but it's going to cog at low speeds, or potentially cog at low speeds. So yeah, I would consult your manual for whatever brand you're using. But yeah, generally it is okay. There you go, Spike. You want to sit there? All right. Yeah, these cars are still a little filthy. It's going to be fun. It doesn't look that dirty, but it's kind of filthy. I actually, so I drove this was the first car we drove yesterday. Me and Art went out yesterday, and I was surprised, but Kevin showed up too. I didn't think he was going to make it, but then yeah, he got there right about when we were set up. Yeah, I don't see any rust. I do see, and you can see that this is quite wet. This is all WD-40 soaked, which I'm cool with that. I'll wipe it down now. But without putting that WD-40 on there, it's definitely going to rust. You can see that some of those bolts, the darker colored brown bolts, might show a little bit of rust. These rear turnbuckles, no, they actually look pretty good. I just need to clean it off. The axles tend to rust the worst. Rear axles always seem to rust on these. Probably because the wheels throw wet sand up on them. Front axles, yeah, that can happen as well. We're pretty good here. Motor mount came loose. This needs to be wiped down. And but there was a sound. I think it had a differential in the rear going out. Yeah. So I'm probably going to leave that for a while and probably give it a test run after I blow it off again. But I'm not going to blow it off right now. It's pretty loud. I don't want that to distract from the live stream. I do think that Notorious will need a rear differential. There's no problem. Pretty quick and easy job to do. And actually, when I built that Notorious, it was built out of pieces. I ordered a lot of new pieces. I believe I skimped on the diffs and I just shimmed them really tight, and those are old diffs. I don't know how old they might be, so I have a new one to put in there. It'll be a pretty easy drop in. When we started driving yesterday, Art had his X-Max out, and we used the X-Max and the Notorious to kind of smooth out the place to the jump that we were trying to hit, because it was very rough at the beach yesterday. Stanley, that is, he says, that is nice. What that? That was the Arma Notorious. It's a 6S 8th scale monster truck, kind of stunt truck. It likes to do wheelies and backflips. Yeah, we took it out yesterday. We had Notorious. We had the Notorious 6S, 3 Creighton 6Ss, 2 Fireteam 6Ss, 2 XRTs, and an X-Max. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Check out the pictures on the Instagram account. You know, because we had some pictures. We took some pictures of all the cars together at the beach. Edsel saying El Nido was fun yesterday. I had wanted to go to El Nido, but by the time I got done with... Basically, we didn't get back from the beach till probably 1:30 or 1:45, and I was pretty beat. And I thought about doing it, but it wasn't going to happen. So, I don't know when I'm going to get back to the track. I definitely want to. The Creighton 6S. This truck, what did it do? Oh yeah, a common problem. I let the front axle pop out from the center differential, which is, it's pretty common. It's unfortunate because I had replaced those RPM arms a while back and actually shaved them down a little to make it fit better. Oh, I see what happened. It's broken actually. It broke the out. It broke the out drive on that diff. No, it's just worn really badly. Not a big deal. I can actually pop it back together in just a few minutes. But to do it right, I'm going to take this RPM arm loose and this one loose and probably shave about maybe less than a little bit around 1/8 of an inch off of it to do, just tighten it up to get me through, I think, next week's bash is probably what we're going to do there. Hey, we got Tessa O. So Tessa, guys, if you like Las Vegas, which you should like Las Vegas, I love Las Vegas, check out Tessa O's channel. Just search her on YouTube under Tessa O, her last name O-H. It might be Tessa O New York, but yeah, check her out. She streams from the Fremont area a lot, some other areas around Las Vegas, but she's a lot of fun. Great fun character to check out on live streaming. I met her a few weeks ago and we had a lot of fun streaming. So that was a lot of fun. If you're out there still, Tessa, do you plan to go out today? And what's the weather like in Las Vegas? There is a little play in that front differential, but I don't really think it's that bad. I think I'm going to put this right together for now. and see if I can get one more bash out of it. Because I kind of have a lot of things to do. And don't feel like doing a full rebuild on this one right now. Art's Creighton 6S was doing amazing. I had never seen so many effortless double backflips pulled by a Creighton 6S time after time. Perfect landings every time with Arts. So Tessa, thanks for the free super shout out. Yes, gonna be there tonight for sure. Weather's getting a little warmer, like 50 at night. Awesome. I'll be back out there, Tessa, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Yeah, guys, if you ever want to check out some really awesome Las Vegas footage, go to Tessa O's channel. She's a lot of fun. She'll bring you the Fremont experience. There's a lot of live bands out there. It's good times. Always a lot of fun people watching. So very cool when Tessa can drop in. Much appreciated, Tessa. So if you're 50 degrees there, we're around the same probably. It's not that warm here right now. It's pretty cool. I keep getting that not lined up correctly. Kind of need a better setup here. Really could have just put this back together at the beach and kept jumping, but I'll be honest. After like 200 jumps, I kind of get bored. Yeah, that's fine. I have a feeling that it was backing up to begin with. So no problem. This car's ready to go. But note to self, I do need to put some new steering rod links on that car. So that was the problem there. Tessa, yay, we live stream together, but from our phones when you come to Vegas again. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Tessa. And I see that Samsung will have their new line of phones coming out soon as well. I know you use a Samsung, and so do I. And I'm looking forward to getting their new phone. So I think they're available for pre-order right now. So hopefully it'll be a new Samsung. And I think you've got a new gimbal, or had ordered a new gimbal if I remember correctly. I think on one of your streams, Tessa, you might have mentioned something about ordering one of the Smooth 5s or the new Smooth 5S, I think. So, without doing basically, it's not a full teardown. It's just pull the wheels off so you can get a better look at the vehicle and clean it. Make sure you get all the grit and the dirt and the grime out of it. Don't allow salt water to sit on it. Because the conditions these get driven in is extremely dirty, filthy, and it can be corrosive. Consider all that sand and dirt literally like sandpaper. Actually, look at this, guys. My finger's kind of clean. It's not, but it's kind of clean. I've already blown this off with really high pressure air, but look at this. It's still pretty filthy. So finger, rub it along the top of that suspension arm, and it's filthy. So this is what I'm saying. Even though it's sprayed off, it's not right. What I would maybe do, and I'm considering doing this now, that I see that it's still pretty dirty. Almost every car these days is pretty easy to remove the electronics, kind of like as one piece. For this car, we could take this screw out at the end of the servo. And I think the two motor mount screws there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 screws, and we could pull all the electronics out of this. And then I could just take it to the sink, spray it off like I'm washing my dog, and you're good to go. But yeah, now that I'm seeing that this is pretty dirty, I'm probably going to do that, but I'm going to inspect the fire team next. So this car, we're back together. It's fixed. It did have the front pop out. That's a really common problem on Armas. If this comes loose at all and it starts sliding out, it allows too much play in the front axle. Very common problem. I usually fix it by shaving these down a little bit. I think I did on this one already, but they don't actually look like it, so maybe I haven't. But that was the first time that's popped out. It was after a really big air. No biggie. We'll get back to this one later. Oh yeah, so she has the S22 Ultra 5G and the Smooth 5S. Oh boy, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, did you say the S23 is coming out in a few days, and that's what I'm going to be waiting on and seeing if that comes out, and if I can pick one of those up. Oh man, the fire team. This was the first I drove this car this weekend. And it was, two things stuck out to me. These paddles really hook up and it accelerates really hard when you're with these paddles on. Accelerates much harder than my Creighton. Creighton's running stock tires. And the Notorious is hard to accelerate because it's so short at wheelies. Accelerates hard. It actually jumped better than I thought it was going to. It jumped a lot better than I thought it was going to. I did not plan to set this more than 5 or 10 foot jumps, but we were hitting some jumps. They had to be 50 to 75 feet with this, and it did really well. That's with the stock oil in it. I did not even change any shock oil to anything stiffer, and ran a couple batteries through it. It did really good. Though there might be a problem with, felt like it dropped into low voltage cutoff, which is totally normal. But then when I went and put another battery in it, it still felt like it was on low voltage cutoff, which, if you guys don't know what that means, it feels like it's very limited on power. But if it was a new battery, it shouldn't have been limited on power. So either I have some sort of issue, maybe with the ESC, or we have or I had a dead battery and just didn't realize it. At that point, again, it was after about 3 hours at the beach. I was pretty much done. Yes, Kevin, thank you for reminding me. Guys, there's going to be some great video. You need to go and, well, I'll post some of this stuff on my Instagram at JBRC Garage, but I will also be doing some videos. You know, I'm going to edit the video from yesterday and I'll post it here on the YouTube page. Yes, Kevin, you did. I think your XRT hit the back of my fire team in the air and did a backflip off it. As a matter of fact, if I look at the XRT's body, sorry, my fire team body, this was brand new yesterday, and there's some black marks here and here. I'm pretty sure those were from your XRT tires gaining traction off this while they were both 30 feet in the air, so you could then pull a backflip. Well done, Kevin. Well done. And that's on video. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it caught on video, so you guys can see that stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll edit a video later this evening after I get done in the garage. Stanley, yeah, Tess is cool. Stanley, maybe you should meet us up in Las Vegas sometime. Haven't seen you in a couple of years, bud. Oh, man. So, Kevin, what have you got going on right now? You know what? I'm going to leave those on for now. Just put rear tires on it. So that way I can switch to the rear tires. Go back to the stock rear tires that allow me to just drive a little bit in the alley here and test it and basically see, was it running correctly or was there a dead battery issue? Really surprised. This truck jumped surprisingly well for its size. And having those totally stock weight oils in the shocks, it did well. I was impressed. It's also nice being able to accelerate hard up the face of the jump with those paddles on it. Oh, Kev's dealing with the kids. That's cool. I mean, it's what you got to do. That's how it goes. They were out at the beach yesterday too. Your boy was doing some good jumps with the XRT. That was cool. Kevin, you think you might want to try to do some a guest spot next week? I do believe I have Pirate Mike in town also. So I might have you or him, or maybe the both of you. But yeah, hope to get Pirate in. He's hardly ever in town. Yeah, he was doing good. Actually, doing good from what I saw. He's landing it and you're crashing it probably. Or were you doing good too? Let me get a battery. I want to see if this seems to work correctly. I actually should be charging batteries right now. I have some batteries over there from yesterday that haven't been charged yet. Maybe I'll get to that. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin. I don't know. I mean, luck is once in a while. So sometimes things are luck, but that's just once in a while. The videos usually do show the truth. Let's hope we don't have a runaway. Seems good. Oh yeah, that's fast. Leave it alone, buddy. Perfect. All right, so I think it was probably the batteries yesterday. Gonna go ahead and run that here in a few minutes, actually. Take that out to the park right down the street from my place and just do a little test run just for the fun of it. Yeah. Kevin, I don't think Art's going to be coming on the show. There's too many, what's the word? Too much hijinks on the show. Art's a serious guy. He's got an image to uphold, so I don't think he'll be doing the show. Oh man. Yeah, is there any of you guys got any plans for the rest of the weekend, or we're about done with the weekend? A few short hours. It's already after 3 here on the West Coast. Projects for this week. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm kind of tired at this point. For the rest of the day, I'm just going to go and give this a quick drive right down the street. One battery. I've only driven it one time in the sand with the paddles. This time I'm just going to take it out to the grass field later and try it in the grass and dirt and see how it does with its stock tires. Notorious. Yeah, that thing's going to need a little diff replacement, but that's okay. We have one. And the Creighton's okay. It just needs to be cleaned. The Creighton seemed to collect a lot of dirt yesterday. Or sand, so that's something. Yeah, this has been a fun short video. I'm going to keep it short today. You might stick around for a few more minutes, but I do want to get out and get these cars either driven, like this one, or washed with the Creighton. We're not going to be doing that down here in the garage, so I have to take off the garage to do that. Beer time. Dude, that's the truth. Actually, thank you for the suggestion. I'm going to crack a beer right now. I think I'd do a Miller Lite. I'll crack this beer. Kev, you got the cars cleaned and greased last night, but did you fix them? I have a feeling that... did you have anything broken? What was going on? Seemed like you had one that broke early on, but I don't remember. You drove the Creighton quite a bit. Did Creighton. What else do we do? The XRT pinion. Is that XRT pinion a stock size gear, or is it smaller? Are you running speed gears? What are you doing there? The problem with, and I don't know, I don't have the answer. The XRT and the X-Max both have pinion gear problems. But let's see, what's it? He goes, Creighton mesh got loose early. Yep, you're right. I remember that. So yeah, that Creighton mesh was too loose. You took care of that. Perfect now. The XRT pinion, I don't know what that was. It might have been, are you landing hard on throttle? Or, you know, landing, doing backflips? Or is the mesh just not set right? What do you think is going on there? Well, you say it's me. Oh, on brake. All right. That that makes sense. If you're coming, if you're jumping, let's say you're jumping, and right about the time you're about to hit the ground or whatever, you're hitting brake, and then you, especially if you land on the brakes, that's horrible because you're locked up and then you're getting forced to roll the wheels again. Even if you're just driving straight and fast and hit the brakes where it'll kind of flip forward, all that truck, the XRT, has a ton of momentum, and that can happen. You know, I mean, maybe dial down the brake power. I don't even know how the Traxxas ESC is set up with the programming. I know, like with the Arma, you can dial it from probably 75% brake to 50 to 33, I think. I always have my brakes dialed down kind of low. I don't want them to hit that aggressively. For one, if you're doing big air and you hit aggressively, it's going to do front flips. So maybe that's what's happening on brake. I'm not sure. Be right back. I can grab smoke here. Nah, I'm good to go. So yeah, were you able to jump? I saw that you had an Instagram up, Kevin, with jumping the XRT kind of from dune to dune. Says you're right. I noticed the XRT brakes are super strong. Yeah, they probably, there's a good chance they're set higher from the factory than I would like it. I said with most of my cars, I turn the brakes down. If I need them to be on really hard, I can just hit the brakes really hard. Tessa, you know where Spike is. He's right here. I'm going to pick him up for a sec. Hey, Spike, you remember Tessa? Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Hey, can you look at the camera, my friend? Anyway, Tessa, hopefully you can see Spikeroo here. He doesn't like getting picked up. I'm bothering him. He was napping. But yeah, he's right here at my feet. There you go, boy. He's a good dude. Tessa says, oh, that was a lot of fun, Tess. I was so glad we met you that evening. The timing was just impeccable. I walked out to Four Queens, my favorite place on the Fremont Experience. And who do I see doing her, I think it was your first live stream by yourself. You'd done it before, but by yourself. Tessa, right next to me. And then, yeah, did a couple live streams that night. It was a lot of fun. She came over to the room to charge a phone at one point. Met my girl, who's now my wife. Met Tessa, or met Spike, met Pixie, the dogs. It was a whole fun weekend, truthfully. Yeah, Kevin, the Creightons. Best damn car there is. The Arma 6S line, in my opinion, is the best line out there. And it doesn't matter. There's a couple of duds, I think, in the line, at least for me. I've never been a Mojave fan, though this is the Mojave length chassis and it jumps really, really good. So I do like that. The Creighton's the best. It's the king. You can do back flips, front flips, huge jumps. The Notorious and Outcast are fun, but they're a little bit short. But yeah, I agree. I own a lot of 6S cars and I don't own any 5S cars. Or fifth scale cars, 8S, the fifth scales. I don't have any. They are a lot bigger and they're not quite, they're not as aggressive handling. Their power is not as aggressive. They generally are lucky to hit the 50-mile-an-hour mark, which is still pretty fast. But when you get smoked by a car that's a lot smaller, like a Creighton 6S will always beat an X-Max or an XRT, 99% of the time. Then the guy with the XRT or X-Max is like, why did I spend this much on this huge car if I'm getting smoked by smaller cars? Oh, Tessa's giving a shout out. Hey, and actually, Tessa, look for in the next week or so. I haven't got it mailed, but I have a box packed up for you. I'm going to send a gift. Jamie and I are sending a gift out to you. So in the next week or so, I'll let you know when it's on the way. But just a gift because it was so cool hanging out with you the other day. So yeah, be ready for that. It should be out. Hopefully I'll have it mailed out tomorrow, and then I should see you in a couple days after that. I like the Notorious. You know, I have mine. It's backflips at wills. It just so many backflips and wheelies. It's hard to accelerate, because if you try to accelerate too quickly or pulling wheelies, you kind of need to lead. If you're in a group of three, you need to be in front, because if you're trying to catch a Creighton or XRT, it'll just wheelie. So they need to be at your speed. But the Notorious is fun. Yep, Tessa. Yeah, for sure. Awesomeness. So, hey, give us a shout out to where you're from right now. I am in LA County in the South Bay. Tessa, unless I'm mistaken, is in Las Vegas today, though she could be traveling, who knows. And if any of you other guys are still there, Kev, I don't know if my buddy Stan's still there. He's all over. Stanley's on the other side of the country usually. Kevin's in Lakewood. Now that's Lakewood, Colorado or California, Kevin? I believe there's a Lakewood, Colorado as well. One of the best places ever. Yeah, so you know it would be cool, Tessa, if you can come and visit over here sometime. Because between Vegas and Southern California, it's you know, that's a great connection, the Vegas, California connection right there. Stan Loynes, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yep, but still truck driver. So Stanley goes everywhere. Stanley, I met Stanley, I believe it was 2008 or 2009. You could correct me, Stan. We were working at a motorcycle dealership in New Jersey, the Motorcycle Mall in Belleville, New Jersey. Awesome times with Stanley and a bunch of other cool cats. What year was that, Stan? I'm pretty sure it was 2008, maybe 7, but 8 maybe? You tell me. Kevin Cunningham is an LA boy. Yeah, Kevin was born and raised around here, not me. I was a transplant. Oh, Rick is back. We got all loyal Rick back in the house. Awesome for you to stop in, Rick. He's in Pasadena, California, which is not that far from me, but anywhere that's more than a few minute ride is far from me. So I don't get to see Rick as much as I'd like, but it's awesome. We got California, Charlotte, North Carolina, Las Vegas, and Motorcycle Mall 2008. Yeah, Stan, I was actually on the website checking out Motorcycle Mall, showing one of my current guys that I ride with, where I used to work, and I said, man, this shop is ridiculous. It's so big. It's a great shop. It's a destination shop if you're going to the New York City area. That was the type of place where if you're a motorcycle guy, coming from we had customers from South America fly in, and you can't get a lot of equipment in some of these other countries. Well, we were just outside New York City, and we carried about 12 or 15 brands of motorcycles and everything you could ever ask for aftermarket. It was a great shop. Great shop. Big sales back in the day. I was working in parts at that time, and I could have days where I'd sell $20,000 to $30,000 in parts alone by myself. And that was when we had sometimes 8 to 10 other parts guys at the counter. We had, I believe, 8 or 9 computers that we could do ring ups on. So it's often backed up like a Walmart. That was a fun shop. So Stan rode his Indian from Charlotte to New Jersey and saw LJ. That's our old boss, LJ. That's cool, Stanley. I'll tell you, you got bigger balls than me because I'm not riding anything for that far. I have become lazy. In my old days, when I was younger, I might have considered it. From now, like I said, I won't even drive to Pasadena. But I'll take my bike to the beach a mile from here. I can't ride like that anymore. Doesn't do it for me. The trade for XRT for a Techno. I don't know if I'd trade that. The thing about the XRT is they are really cool, and Art's is badass. Art has one of the best looking XRTs I've ever seen. Between the wheels he's got on that, the paint job, and I've seen some snuff underneath the hood that I'm not even going to talk about yet because Art hasn't given me the okay, but I saw some other blingy parts underneath the hood. Yeah, Art's XRT is amazing, and I would, even though I'm not a huge Traxxas fan, I'd still definitely consider something like that. But yeah, maybe get a Techno in addition to the XRT. We have 2 kits up here at the Lawndale store. Let's come in, get a kit, build the kit, and we'll find some electronics for it. I mean, you just got to get the kit. We can come through with the electronics. Maybe, I don't know if we can work out any deals, but let me know. I can try to ask the boss and see if we can save you a little bit of money. But it's the best damn, one of the best, well, probably the best kit I've ever put together. Both the Technos are, so a lot of times. Wife's family and brother-in-laws went to Pasadena, Altadena. I think Kevin grew up in the South Bay as well. Maybe Palos Verdes or Torrance. Did you grow up there, Kevin, or were you down in Orange County and then moved up here for a while? Kevin, the South Bay. Love the South Bay. When I first came to LA, which was in, I think the end of 2009. Yeah, I think 2009 or 2010. Lived in LA, like in Frogtown or, yeah, down in Elysian Park area. And that was a lot of fun. Did that for about a year. And then I've been in Torrance or Redondo Beach ever since then. So I really like it here. How did the beach run go? Rick, it went so good. Excuse me. Yeah, Rick, it went really good. I brought the fire team, I brought the 6S Creighton, and I brought the 6S Notorious. So it actually left all the 4S cars at home. Usually those are some of the better jumpers. And jumping towards the strand, I might have been wise to bring a 4S. They're a little bit lighter. That was a huge hard landing, so I wasn't really jumping towards the strand this time. I was mostly just jumping towards the ocean. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, the beach run went great. I was really, really surprised with how well the fire team jumped. It's big, and I've seen Mojaves jump, and they don't jump that well, but I think Mojave has a big body that catches a lot of air, and the Mojave has small tires, so there's not a lot of rotational mass to allow adjustments in the air. Plenty of rotational mass with these tires, and the air seems to flow through the body quite well, or at least around the body. It's not like a big parachute like the Mojaves is. So that was a real good surprise, because that was the first time I drove this car. 100% stock, other than the Dumont paddles that I had on the back. The Creighton did fine, but it did pop a front drive shaft. It was a quick fix, but I didn't fix it there. And the Notorious did really well too, but I think I ended up leaving the Notorious with a bad rear diff. I'm not surprised. That rear diff was, when I built it, it was only it was out of parts from old diffs, and it was a little worn. I shimmed it really tight, but it's going now. So that's okay. I have a couple diffs. We can just slap that right in there. Guys, if you can, I don't know if you're able to or not, I'd love it if you would give me a thumbs up on this. It'll help the stream grow. Hopefully it'll push it out to more RC, like-minded RC individuals. So if you can give me a thumbs up, like, or, you know, thumbs down if you have to. Comments, though, we appreciate that. We really do. For Castle Creation Motors, Edsel, for Castle Creation Motors, will you have to recalibrate your ESC if you just replace the motor? Good question, Edsel. Answer: always recalibrate your ESC when you do anything. There's no real rule saying you have to recalibrate that ESC, but we have seen, or I have seen, yeah, anytime you make a change to the electronics, what I do is, if it's a basic RTR radio, I'll set the radio back to factory specs, and then I will calibrate the ESC every time. Sometimes we will have, somebody will come up to me, customers come in or whatever, and they're having problems, and they're like, all of a sudden it's turning right instead of left, or it's backwards, it's reverse. And I'll look at the controller. Nothing's reversed, but yeah, everything's backwards. I've seen issues where they said, well, I forgot it. I turned it on, left it turned on with the battery, and it eventually went dead. I've seen things go like that, where there's not really any answer for why it's doing it, but the quickest and easiest way to make sure things are right, just do a factory reset and recalibrate it, and you're good to go. If you're still having problems after that, you know there's something else. But not even if you're not having problems, if you don't do a factory reset and a calibration, what if you're giving it full throttle, but your throttle's only rating at 94%, so you're always losing that 6%? It does not hurt at all to do a recalibration, and I'll recalibrate my stuff from time to time when I'm just rebuilding it, just because I want to know that if anything's changed in this radio, maybe I've dropped the radio, something weird is going on, it's all calibrated together. So yeah, good question. You shouldn't have to do it just by swapping the motor, but just do it. It would save so many problems in the long run. A constant or just a maintenance, you know, from time to time. A factory reset recalibration is a great idea. Nose heavy. So some people have said that the fire team could be nose heavy. I'm looking at it right now. No, it didn't feel nose heavy. It doesn't really look nose heavy, though the battery could probably come back a little bit. I don't know how that would affect its handling. I may stick it on a scale or some rack and see if it's a 50-50 weight front to rear. You are welcome, Edsel. No, it didn't feel nose heavy. I mean, people talk about stuff like that. Sometimes somebody will buy a car and say they jumped it in the front, the dove. Well, they probably were just hitting a jump incorrectly, maybe using incorrect throttle inputs. They may have too much preload in the rear, and so the rear is just kicking up really hard whenever they come off of a jump. Though, I mean, it could be nose heavy, but it actually, I think I'm lifting it at the center, and I think it's nose light. I feel like I'm lifting it right in the center. This is obviously not scientific, guys, but from my eyeball in the center, it's nose light. So I don't think it's actually a nose heavy vehicle, though there's way more scientific ways to figure that out. But that's a great question, because I had heard other people saying that as well. Kev, I think you might have moved your battery back, if I'm not mistaken. If you're there still, Kevin, let us know. Did you relocate your battery? Or did you do something else? And what did you find any difference, if anything? But yeah, let us know on that. Tessa, live stream your cars at the Red Rock. Oh, I don't know. That would be kind of cool to actually set a, that would be cool, Tessa. That's a really cool idea, because between here and Las Vegas, there's tons of really cool visual places you just pull off on the side of the desert and do some cool RC video shoots. There's that place, I don't know if we can get into it anymore, but what was that? The lake out there. The pirate knows the name of the lake. It's an abandoned water park. Maybe do a video shoot from out there. But yeah, or Red Rocks. That would actually be pretty cool. But Tessa, I'll tell you honestly, I'm probably going to get there. I'm going to start drinking, and I'm going to be looking for my showgirls. Question, Tessa. That reminds me. Tessa, have you seen my Blue Girl showgirls since that day that you and I ran into them? And have you talked to them? Did you ever get a chance to talk to them? I've only seen them a couple times on video since then. And it seemed like I used to see them all the time. So I don't know if they're out less or they're not getting those prime spots anymore. But tell me if you still see our showgirls. That's Mallory and Julie. Guys, two best showgirls in Fremont, Mallory and Julie. Check them out. If you're ever there, give them at least $20. They work hard. They deserve it. Yeah, let me know if you you run into them anymore, Tessa. Kevin, he did. So Kevin, was that what you changed? Was that moving the battery? Was that what the change was, or what did it require? Sorry guys, just checking the battery level to make sure okay. About 45%. So we'll go for a while. Wish I could have tested it with yours. He did, and Kevin did the change, and he noticed it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll give it a try. You know what I like to do, Kev? Next time, let's jump the cars side by side. You jump yours twice, I'll jump mine twice, and then we'll switch, hit the same jump twice, and we'll see if we notice the difference. That'll be good. Is that K-bar knife by Clock? Yeah, it's something like that. It's a Harbor Freight special. I think it's about $7.99 at Harbor Freight. And I'm just a guy. I like knives and cool shit like that. But actually, the truth of it is, it's just there for fun. I have all kinds of knives and silly things like that. But yeah, it's a very inexpensive knife from Harbor Freight. It's one of those things I can't really pass up when I'm standing in line and I'm like, dude, $7.99 for a big knife for sure. But yeah, for sure, man. Anyone ever wants to come on and show knives, go for it. We have no problem with knives. So Tessa says they were in the circle a couple weeks ago. I guess they don't come out as often when it's cold. That's talking about our showgirls. Yeah, man, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I've been pretty busy, so I don't get to watch all the streams. They are very fun girls. Seem to really appreciate, like, they actually are there for the showgirl aspect of it. They used to work in some of the different casinos when there was still showgirl shows, but in the last 10 years, most of the casinos have replaced showgirl shows with cirque style shows. And after that, now some girls are just doing, you know, they actually have a dance studio, I believe, is their main gig. Dance studio, I think they teach children's dance along with other dance. And the showgirl thing is something that they do in the evenings in Fremont. If you ever see them, they generally are wearing blue feathers, and really cool. Go up and get a picture with them. Tell them James sent you. Or tell them Tessa sent you. Battery, and it's already drilled out for the chassis. Yeah, I can see that there's other options here. There's other mounting options for that battery tray. So, yeah, it couldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt to try. Why not? But no, I didn't notice. I did not notice it jumping front heavy, though it's possible. So Kevin is stiffing his center diffs with 500,000 weight diff fluid, which is more like, it's fluid, but it's pretty thick. Next time, try his Creighton too, because it has earplugs in the center diff. Oh, okay, I can try that. Yeah, earplugs is a thing which is basically like using million or 20 million, I think 20 million fluid. It's very locky, very, very locky on the differential. Throws pretty much an even amount of power to both front and rear when you lock it up like that. The cars could use a JB shakedown, because I catch stuff he might not. Yeah, for sure. It's sometimes really easy to notice something on somebody else's vehicle. If it's your own vehicle, sometimes you just kind of get tunnel vision and you're just used to looking at it the same thing. I look at a lot of different vehicles, so yeah, I grab all the parts that I'm known to wear and just make sure things seem tight and good. But yeah, for sure, man. For sure. It seemed to be going all right, though, the other day. Yesterday, no problems. What else we got going on? Not sure if we're going to go much longer, maybe another 10 minutes or so in the garage. Do appreciate you guys sticking around. This is the first live stream I'm doing by myself. I usually have Chelios here. I think we may have Chelios in, but he may be working behind the scenes some next week doing camera or audio. We are still trying to get all that stuff worked out, so I hope to have a special guest. Good chance Kevin may come in, maybe see the pirate in here. If not, maybe one of the other dudes. But let us know. You can always message me through Instagram if you have any show ideas, if you have any questions or repairs you're working on, any kind of issues you have. And you just kind of want a second opinion or an idea of which direction to look for, maybe look the problem for. A lot of the stuff that I deal with is Arma and Traxxas. I also have Techno and Tamiya, some Axial small crawlers, some older associated cars. But I have a lot of experience with a lot of different cars. And luckily we have a lot of guests that also have a lot of experience. Speaking of guests, my friend Lewis, I was watching on Live RC earlier today and was able to catch one of his races. He's at the 1/28th scale nationals in Houston. I believe it's in Houston, Texas. I was driving around having to run some errands and I had it on my phone. So I was pulling it up as I can, and I did catch about half of one of his races. So very cool. Can't wait to hopefully have you on in a week or two, Lewis, and you can come in and talk to the guys about your Mini Z Nationals race weekend. This is the second one I believe he's done. I think he went to Denver a year prior, and is I believe he's in Houston, Texas right now. But yeah, that'll be great. Rick, about to watch KC versus Cincy. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. Thanks for stepping in. Like I said, we're probably going to be wrapping this up really soon, but I really appreciate you guys stopping in. It's going to be a long week like always, and we are almost inching up on 4 o'clock. It's about 3:40 here, West Coast time, and I do have some stuff to do, so I'm just going to take a few more sips. If you guys have any more questions, ask a few left, and so we'll be out of here in a couple minutes. But thanks a lot, Rick. Enjoy your week. I don't know what my plans are this weekend, but I'll be doing some RC somewhere. There is no Supercross in the area. Speaking of Supercross, I did not go yesterday. I'm angry with myself for not going, and I'm extremely angry at Peacock. Their streaming is absolutely horrible. How do I pay for that? And I can't watch the races. It's horrendous. Maybe that'll be a rant and rave for next week, and that won't be on the rave side. That'll be on the rant side. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you could, please give it a like, share, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. I will be back Friday. This Friday, we'll be doing a live stream, probably about 7:30. I do not know why I haven't been able to. I've tried to program them ahead of time, schedule them, and then go live stream. When I do, it doesn't show up to my viewers. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But whether it works or not, check back Friday for sure. And I may be doing a midweek show as well. I might just do a small midweek repair from the garage. Friday will be the usual fun one where we have guests that come in, maybe drink a couple beers, and then after the first hour, the lights go dark and it gets even more off the rails. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is pre-show episode 3, I guess. Wow, we have a lot of pre-shows. We might actually start this season one day if we can get the technical difficulties worked out. Stanley, good to hear from you, buddy. Love that you were on the show. It was a big surprise. Haven't seen you in many years, but good dude. Stan's a really good dude. Anyone ever gets a chance to see Stanley as he's crisscrossing the nation driving those trucks. One of my best friends, met him many years ago, and still, even though we're on different sides of the coast, think of you often, bud. So thanks a lot, guys. We're going to tune out. Have a good Monday tomorrow and make it through the week. And we'll see you back later on in the week. And stay tuned for our YouTube videos that will be coming out with the Beach Bash. We did have some great Beach Bash video footage. Big backflips, double backflips, big crashes. Watch for that. I'll be posting on YouTube hopefully later tonight, if not in the morning. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.